I'm gonna do one of my favorite kinds of videos that I have written down for this entire month, only because you guys know how much I love talking about things that I love. So today's video is my top 10 Christmas films. I feel like you can't have Christmas without Christmas films, and there are so many amazing ones out there that I am obsessed with, and that every year Christmas comes around I want to sit and watch all of them. I haven't done these in any particular order because that was just way too hard. I just love all of them. Although I do have to admit I love a few of them a little bit more than the others. But I have got them here next to me and I'm just going to pick them up and kind of chat through the ones that I have picked. First one up is The Grinch, or Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I feel like people forget that's what it's actually called. I definitely forget that that's what it's called. I just call it The Grinch. This stars Jim Carrey, who is one of my favourite actors. I think he's incredible. He really gets into character, which is why I think he works so well as the Grinch. It's just a really festive film. I feel like it's one of those films that comes on every year on the TV. It has a really lovely message behind it, and it's Dr. Seuss, so it's just amazing. It's a really good family film. It makes you feel good afterwards. It's got funny bits in it, and I would highly recommend watching this if you haven't already. I mean, you probably have. You've probably watched all of these, but I'm just gonna throw it out there. This is a good one. In fact, they're all really good. Just gonna throw it out there. You need to watch all of them. I can't ever have a Christmas and not watch this, which is why it's made it into my top 10. The next one is a little bit of a rom-com, and it is Love Actually. I actually love this film. Ha ha ha. It's set over the Christmas period. It has so many amazing actors and actresses in it. There's literally a handful of actors and actresses in this that you will definitely recognise. I kind of feel like a lot of people can probably resonate well with a lot of the different individual stories that happen throughout this film, and it just, I don't know, it has really, really good ups and really, really good downs, and it's so festive, and it just, I don't know, it's just, it makes you feel all like warm and cozy, and Christmas isn't Christmas without this film. Ooh, okay, Nativity. This is one that recently made it to my favourite Christmas films, probably around 4 years ago. I watched this film near Christmas. I was obviously in a very Christmassy mood. In fact, when did this come out? It must have been 4 or 5 years ago. Can't remember. And it reminds me so much of being in school productions, school plays, and it kind of brings that element into it. I also love the children actors and actresses in this film. I think they're incredible. Again, the storyline is lovely, and it just leaves me feeling very festive and really kind of nostalgic, I think, because it does take me back to those kind of school play days, and that is why I love Nativity. I have yet to see Nativity 2 and Nativity 3, although I hear those are just as good, but I wanted to put Nativity, the original, into this favourites because I love it. Next up is another rom-com, and it is The Holiday with Cameron Diaz, Jude Law, Jack Black and Kate Winslet. And again, another amazing handful of actors and actresses in this. I know so many people who have not watched this, and I always tell people to watch it. It's incredible. If you like Love Actually and you prefer something a little bit kind of rom-com-y, then I think you'll really like this. Again, I feel like a lot of people could probably relate to this in some way. It's just a nice feel-good film. Plus Jude Law in this film is an absolute dish. So I would recommend watching this if you are a Jude Law fan and you are a Christmas fan, and if you are both, then this is gonna blow your mind. Next up is probably up there with my top 3, and that is Elf, starring Will Ferrell. Elf is definitely one of those films that if you haven't seen, you are completely missing out. It's not Christmas unless you've watched this film, personally. This one is definitely for those of you who want a good chuckle. It's really funny. It is the story of Will Ferrell, or Buddy the Elf, who realises he's not actually an elf and goes in search of his real father or his real family in New York City, and it's brilliant. I highly recommend this. Next up is Home Alone. This again is a complete classic. I've been watching this since I was really young, and it just doesn't feel like Christmas unless you have this on. So this is the tale of Kevin, or Macaulay Culkin, who gets left behind and his family go away on Christmas vacation and leave him. So he is home alone, and it's just brilliant. There's lots of amazing scenes, and I mean, Macaulay Culkin was like the most epic child actor of that time. So any film with him in is just brilliant, but I would highly recommend this. It's a really good Christmas film. Love it. Next one is The Muppets Christmas Carol. I absolutely love this film. I know quite a few people who don't like it because they don't like Muppets, which is fair enough. Not everyone likes a Muppet, you know. But this just has a lot of really great memories. Myself and Joe used to watch this every single Christmas Eve, and we used to sing along to all the songs, and I just really like it. It's basically a Christmas Carol but told through the Muppets, and it also stars Michael Caine, and it's just a brilliant feel-good family fun film, and I love the soundtrack to this. I actually have it on my Spotify and I play it on the Sonos around the house, and everyone goes, "Is this Kermit the Frog singing this?" And I'm like, yes, yes it is, I love it. Next up is The Greatest Store in the World, which I know a lot of you will be kind of unfamiliar with, but if you've been watching my videos for quite a few years, then you will know how much I love this film. I think this was just a kind of one-off film made for CBBC years and years ago, and me and my friend Alex watched this on Christmas Eve. We had sausage rolls, we had mince pies, the Christmas lights were on, and we were all having an amazing time, and I just remember thinking this was the best film I'd ever seen. I just remember thinking it was brilliant. It's about a family who are homeless for Christmas, so they decide to sleep in a department store. I kind of feel like I have a special place for it in my heart because I loved it so much as a child. I think if you were going to watch this as a 25-year-old, having never seen it as a child, I'm not sure you would enjoy it. But I actually managed to source this DVD from a company called Wham USA on eBay around like 10 years ago. So if you managed to find this, then well done. I had to put it in here because I absolutely love it. I have already watched this a couple of times this year as well. Next film is Jingle All The Way, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it is the best film ever. It's about a dad whose son really wants the kind of most wanted toy at Christmas, and he really struggles to find it for him, although he's promised it to him, and you kind of follow him on his journey in trying to find him. What's he called? Turbo Man. And obviously it's not as straightforward as that, and there's lots of kind of hiccups along the way, which makes it a really amazing film. And again, it's just one of those films I've watched for years and years and years that I have so many like amazing memories of watching that it just instantly puts me in the Christmas spirit. So I love this film. And last but by no means least, because I would put this up there with my top 3, is Arthur Christmas. This was only up there with one of my favourites last year because before that I had never seen it, and this is probably one of the most modern Christmas films in the entire pile. A lot of them are pretty old, but this came out in 2012, I believe. This film basically follows the life of Father Christmas, or Santa Claus, and his 2 sons, one of which being Arthur Christmas, and you kind of follow them on their New Year's Eve journey. Nope, that's not the film. You kind of follow them on their Christmas Eve journey to delivering the presents, and obviously there's something that goes wrong and they have to fix it, and it's amazing. But one of the things I really, really love about this film is, as a child, as I got a little bit older, and I still believed in Father Christmas, but I started to question whether these things really could happen. You know, when your kind of mind starts building and you're like, wait a minute. But I feel like had I watched this as a child, I would have completely believed everything after watching this, because it kind of puts a modern twist on how Father Christmas could deliver presents on Christmas Eve, and I think that's why it makes me so excited, because I'm like, the child in me is like, I wish I'd seen this when I was younger and believed in Father Christmas, because I would have 100% been like, that is how you do it. That's how Father Christmas does it. That's how he gets to every single house on Christmas Eve and delivers all the presents. It's just got a really lovely kind of family element to it, and it just feels very, very Christmassy, and I really love the animation on this. I think it's brilliant. I kind of want them to do another one because I love it so much, although I'm not too sure where it would go. But yeah, I really like this, so I would highly, highly recommend checking out Arthur Christmas if you haven't already. I know, I actually don't think many people have heard of this. I don't know. I hadn't before last year, so there we go. Those were my top 10 Christmas DVDs. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which ones you would have in your top 10, or maybe in your top 3 if you don't want to be writing out a massive comment. And let me know if any of those would make it as your favourite Christmas film. Also, give me any recommendations of any other Christmas films you think I would love that I don't have here. I feel like I have every single Christmas film that ever existed, and those were the ones that I picked as my fave, but you never know, I could be missing some. So let me know in the comments, and give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again tomorrow.